printer and computer, and just took all that stuff. I had a lot of these videos and stuff. I don't remember ever seeing a video.
He'll be in Denver.
Yeah, Connor, you'll be washed up with the family by then.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably. Wow.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, really heavy. Just holding it.
I'm proud of you. Maybe be a little bit longer.
Yeah, that was it.
3 sets you have?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Okay.
So was that your second set?
First.
We don't really have any goals. I'm just trying to get out of her everything that I can get out of her. If I had to put a number, it depends on the weight class. I don't know how the 69 class is going to be for her, losing weight. And if losing that weight, doesn't go very well, then we're going to bump up to the 77s and play with that weight class. So we're right in a spot where we could go either weight class. So yeah, we're just going to see.
In my head, going down to 69 seems maybe even harder than going up to 77, but in a different way. And it's hard to cut weight. That's a hard thing to do and commit to. But then you're kind of rewarded socially of people saying, oh, well, you looked so much more jacked and you just look healthier or something like that. And it's like, well, okay, but how I got there was not exactly healthy or would not be recommended as a healthy thing to do. Or in a way, if somebody has like an eating disorder and you're like, you look great. And it's like, okay, so I didn't look good before. Like, I think it goes also back to just, there's no need to comment on somebody's body, whether that's positive or negative, because you don't know what that's reinforcing within their own mentality. It's unnecessary, I think.
If we're 69, I'd like to retain the lifts that she's doing right now, a 120 snatch and a 50-55 range clean and jerk. If we move up to the 77s, I'd love to see a 25 and a 60. You just, when they change the weight classes, you just don't know what's going to be competitive, and so we're going to try the 69 class, see if that's a viable option for us, and then if it is, we've got that on the table, and if the clean and jerks look super heavy, then we might think about staying in the 77s.
Being strong and putting women in a strength-based sport is not exactly encouraged, at least in terms of women. The norm and the goal for people who are working out is to get smaller and get thinner. Lifting to get stronger and therefore be bigger is not exactly, people don't understand that. They're in their head, they're thinking like bodybuilding or something, and it's not at all how I see myself. And I hope that other people don't get discouraged because of reactions they would have when telling people this is what they do.
I'm very careful about shaking her confidence. No.
I don't feel it.
Yesterday, working out, trying to get her to do a simple thing, she's not doing it. I'm not going to beat on that. We could probably set a world record whether we figure this out or not, so I'm realistic on that. But what's more important is that I don't ever shake her confidence, because if that happens, I'm probably looking at 4, 5, 6 months of her trying to regain that confidence. And that's 4, 5, or 6 months where I'm not lifting heavy weights because she's nervous of the weights. And we're already in that stage where she's lost a little bit of that hunger and that desire like she did before the Olympics. I don't ever want her to feel like she's not doing something right. I really, I want what's best for my athletes. But it's a coach-athlete relationship. I'm really careful about that. And that comes, I think, back from my college coaching days. There's a line. There's a coach and there's an athlete, and you don't mix those things. And I know we have Whisky Wednesday, but that doesn't go outside the gym.
Oh, it's written on the box. I don't know what beef. He ordered 6 beef and pepperoni.
Whisky Wednesday. I don't know how it started.
So it started because there's a couple people in the gym, mature adults who like drink whiskey and enjoy it. Through that, they just wanted to like share it with Steve. And the only time they saw Steve was at the gym. So it just kind of turned into a Wednesday thing.
Yeah, so since then we've just brought in like every Wednesday somebody might bring in a bottle that nobody's had before, and we, this is good or this is not good, and it's just we had
a Whiskey Olympics.
We had a couple of whisky.
So
Oh god.
Haley and I and Max, we wrote on the bottom of the cup what it was, and then people had to try it, like taste it, and then we'll move on, like certain bottles would move through.
We'd all try 3, and of those 3,
Pick a favorite.
we'd have pick a favorite, and then the winning favorite would go on to the next round.
Okay. All right. We saw this coming. Yeah, we did.
Come on, people are watching. Come on, show off.
The world is watching. We don't have
One more.
Go!
Well, there's not a lot. We gotta wait for the little kids to take off, and that usually happens till around 7. We had this one kid that was lingering forever on a Wednesday, and finally he took off, and so as soon as he walked out the door, the bottles come out, and then they drive off, and I get a call, or a text like within 5 minutes, and it was the kid's dad, and I'm like, here we go.
All right, what do you have in mind?
Like one.
Okay.
He goes, hey, I saw you bring out a bunch of bottles of whiskey and stuff out there. And I'm like, yeah, we just have this little thing that we do on Wednesdays night, trying to downplay it.
All right. Okay. Okay, come on.
And then he sent me a picture of his whiskey collection. It was like wall to wall. He goes, let me know if you want to bring anything in.
All right, 6 to win.
Come on, one more win.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought about 7.
I thought about it.
I don't think anybody else was doing 7.
So there's probably going to only be 5 or 6 of us that'll, and usually we're home by 8:30.
Right.
It's not something that goes on forever, right?
It's not a sleepover.
Yeah, I mean, you can sleep over if you want, but it
Once somebody like starts backing out the door, usually it's me or Haley, and I'm like, okay.
yeah. Well, you guys typically don't stick around, though, do you?
Well, cause like I want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah, and then,
I'm
like,
hungry.
most people have to work of age. You got to work in the morning, so usually it's
And
done
it's
by.
Wednesday, so she doesn't have to be back here till Friday.
Yeah, so I'm good to go.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, we're good to go as well. So yeah.
so if you guys want to stay longer, dude, I'm
Okay.
ready to go. But no, yeah, you were probably back at the house by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not something that goes on. We just have a couple sips and. But you never know where it takes you.
Like they see me all the time and every day, so I think for them, maybe it's kind of, they get the whole picture of like, even though I don't go heavy this day and I choose to go down, work back up, like they see that aspect of it, and I hope appreciate that like I'm like Olivia, not Olivia Reeves all the time, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, sometimes like it is a game, like we go back and forth with everybody trying to 1 kilo each other, and I love that environment, and I think that is definitely like you need a reason sometimes, and to beat somebody else in the gym is always a good reason.
A glorious overhead shot of the South Paris Arena. That's where we are for day 14 action of the women's 71 kilogram category. 12 athletes hitting that platform, getting for 3 spots on the podium.
When an athlete of any sport, goes to the Olympics, it requires so much training and focus and that kind of stuff. For them to get the performance that they need for a couple months, it is all about them, and it has to be. We are sacrificing things to make sure that you are getting what you need. Before Paris was interesting because she had never been somewhere for so long before competing, and I guess been away from her routine and stuff back home. Because then they did a training camp in Paris, and that was pretty bad.
I think there were probably more tears there. There was more expectations every day, because every training session you're like, okay, maybe next time I have another heavy day later. And then it got to the week before, like the 2 weeks before, and it's like, I don't have any more heavy days to put this together. I'm like legitimately running out of time to make myself feel confident for this competition.
There is Olivia Reeves. She is the hot favourite.
pressure obviously from the United States to win a gold.
I mean, how can that not get in your head, especially leading up to the Olympics, of knowing you're ranked number 1, and then every question is also like, how do you feel being the favorite going into that? Like that's, well, it's like, okay, but I haven't done anything yet. Like I haven't lifted. And so feeling that pressure definitely got to me training leading up to the 3 weeks that we were in Paris. I don't think I'd be there as long, maybe, or I would just like cross my fingers and hope that weightlifting is not the last event to go. So then you watch every other sport go and do all of that, and it would have been such a relief to like lift, be done, and experience the Olympics having been done. It's like it's over and do whatever. So, pros and cons to that, because then we were there, we got to acclimate and like have a routine in the village. It wasn't just get there, compete. So there's pros and cons, and doing it that way, I'd like to experience it the other way, if that happens, yeah.
Here's the American Reeves. 112 is her opening lift on the snatch.
That was really hard for her to then get back out on the platform and get confidence, that we're used to seeing her first skipping and smiling, whatever.
Third at the World Champs last year.
But, I mean, I think Olivia deals with pressure very well.
She looks incredibly relieved after that first lift at 112. Drama here at the South Paris Arena. Needs to control it. Remarkable from Reeves. She has the Olympic record. Reeves has the clean. It is remarkable from Reeves. Amazing from the American. She has gold.
Do you ever notice the expectation for her always to do incredible things is going to become too much?
Yes, I think so. And I don't think she'll feel the weight of that until we're closer to LA 2028, when, there's more of a conversation around how that's going to pan out. I think it could be a problem in the future.
Trying to move when I'm trying to get you off my mind. I can see the signs, gone and got it on the side. Thought you were being sly, thought I'd never catch your line. Trying to keep it in, I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, I just looked up sourdough discard pancakes. Discard is after you've fed it and it's active, and then you use it and it's not active really, you can use it to make other stuff. So,
So this is like the discard from bread or something?
Yeah, essentially. It doesn't have to be active. You don't have to like let it sit and rise or anything. So that's why it works for me, because it doesn't have to rise. But yeah, I've made this recipe before, so. I've never made pancakes in this, so my problem is usually they get stuck to the pan. So.
Okay. Do you have a big friendship group, or have you just got like a few?
A few. Probably 3 other: Delaney, Gwen, Emma, Sophia, and then Haley.
Right.
Or probably all of us. But Haley's not 21, so she can't like go out with us yet.
Okay.
And not till later this year. But they're all, Gwen and Delaney I've known since high school. And Emma Sophia was my best friend in 5th grade, and then she moved schools and still stayed in Chattanooga, but like that was before I had a phone or like could contact her. So then we ended up at the same college. So.
Do you feel like your relationship with them has changed since you've become like, but I guess kind of like a well-known person, but more so just like the best in the world or something?
No, not at all. No, I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's a real friendship, when that sort of thing doesn't make a difference.
It's just like a phase kind of deal. Like right now I'm in a scrambled egg phase. We're just making egg scrambles, like eggs, egg whites, and then like any vegetables that I have. is kind of what I've been doing. And adding beans to it.
Into a scrambled egg.
Like black beans. That's kind of with like an avocado, maybe with some toast. Haley and I went through a pancake phase. I had pancakes for dinner many times because it's just so easy. And then like add chocolate chips to it, and it's even better. Another thing we're working on is that when I open the door, we get really excited to go out, and because she knows that we're leaving, so we have to wait here until I say okay. But that is not. I didn't say that. So like I'll step outside. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait. She's doing very good. You may have a treat. Good girl. Very nice. Okay. So this is another one. Good girl. Okay. We try and do an activity once a day. Whether that's a walk or a hike or something, or if it's raining, like her scent work, something, or else she will drive me crazy. I would say one of the greatest of women's weightlifting, at least. But yeah, I think she's just very diligent and sets goals for herself and is committed to achieving them. I think it ties back into some sort of feminist approach, maybe, of like, I want other people to also see this and want to feel encouraged by getting strong.
Well, I was ready to quit. So like I said, when she came into the gym, we had a group of guys that, you know, were winding down, and I was really thinking about this I'm done after this. They came in and it was fun again, and we kept going. So I do love weightlifting, and I like being around it. And it's always fun to share what you love with somebody else, and she wants it, and it's just fun. That's kind of what it's all about. Yeah.
Curious to see what women's weightlifting looks like after her. But I think she has so much to do still, and I think whatever she's wanting to do, she can achieve it. If that's another gold medal at LA 2028, then so be it. If it's not, and she decides, this isn't what she wants to do anymore, then I think that's okay too.
And I hope she can do that. But she needs to find the ability to communicate and connect with people. And I think she can connect with a certain select people, but she needs to be able to communicate with a big, broad range of people. And I think that's just a thing that we all have to develop. But she is a smart, intelligent, articulate woman, and she's young, and she needs to develop that. And I hope she can do that, because I know that's one of the things that she wants to do.
I'd like to be remembered in a way that it's like I'm a stepping stone for maybe like a new generation, or opening the door of like breaking down that barrier, so that when the next generation comes, they've seen what's been done and think, well, what's stopping me from accomplishing that? So even though I enjoy my records and accomplishments, like I hope somebody else does break that, seeing it and then encouraging them to break that. Like that's what it's for. And I would for sure encourage and hope that happens. And so not necessarily that I'm remembered, I'm not too set on that, but that maybe what I did was remembered, and then something better became of what I did, if that makes sense.
You call me again, drunk in your Benz, driving home under the influence. You scared me to death, but I'm wasting my breath, 'cause you only listen to your fucking friends. I don't relate